Hello, 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 and welcome. Welcome back to the Space Engineers Mod Showcase running on the Xbox Series X. The Xbox version of the game has mods, and this one is one a lot of people have been waiting for. Where am I? Well, I'm standing on top of this. This is an 8x16 repulsor lift. It's for a capital ship. You'd find this kind of repulsor lift on an Imperial Star Destroyer. Even the smaller ISDs would potentially have these on. And this mod is one that I've actually been waiting for. I've been waiting for thrusters like this for a while because I absolutely love the idea of hidden ship thrusters, designs that don't have the thrusters poking about all over the place. And these thrusters allow you to do just that. And they are extremely powerful. They're extremely thirsty in terms of energy requirements, and they come in several large ship flavors. You have a 1x2, a 2x4, and an 8x16. So your 1x2 requires 125 megawatts of power and delivers 51.8 mega newtons of thrust. So you can see straight away that these repulsor lifts are going to give you a good lift on smaller grids. Even though they're large grid, you could get a good lift with a couple of these on a fairly heavy large grid ship. Then moving up the sort of scale of the game, we've got 2x4. Excuse me, a cat was trying to grab my ankle then. The fun. So these are 172.8 meganewtons and require 250 megawatts. And then moving on to the big one, 750 megawatts at 985.9 meganewtons of thrust. So these are required specifically for capital ships like the good old Imperial Star Destroyers and some of the Rebel ships. But there is a solution as well for those people that love small grid. And here's a little small grid just to show you. Can't see them at all because these are repulsor lift. They produce no flame and they produce no damage to any block whatsoever. Repulsor lift technology in the Star Wars universe doesn't rely on that kind of thrust. If you excuse me, I'm going to change the time of day back to morning or thereabouts so you can see these better. If I pop these on, let's select small tie ones, you can see what they look like. There you go. So with the small tie ones, they function just like any other regular thruster. Put them in all the directions that you require. And just pop them down. What you will find is that they do require power. So if we pop into here, you'll see that they require 1.20 megawatts and deliver 1.3 meganewtons of thrust very quickly. As you can see, my little ship shot off the ground there on thrust override. So these are great fun to play around with. And you require only a few of these to provide the lift that a little small grid like this would need. So they're extremely efficient. They're also great for doing hidden thruster builds. What else? Well, these were produced in a collaboration with The Monster Is Me on Mod.io. Flare did the modding and The Monster Is Me did the models. And they're really good. I'm really impressed. So big thumbs up. How about on a large grid ship though? You've seen these on a static station grid like my mod platform, but these here can quite happily lift a ship like my original design of the Century Eagle. I thought it was pretty fitting to include the Century Eagle due to the fact that it is indeed a homage to the name Millennium Falcon. Millennium Falcon, Century Eagle. What about the Eagle? Well, it hasn't landed yet. Yes, that was a joke. The Eagle is, as you can see, quite a heavy ship. It's being held aloft by hydrogen engines. And if we cut those hydrogen engines, it will fall like a rock. Only it won't. That's because I have outfitted the back or the middle bay with these thrusters. Remember that these are designed to fit inside a ship. They don't have to go on the outside. They can do if you want that look on the outside of a ship. And the placement of them is important. So if you want your ship to go up, this is the way you do it. You point the nozzles to there. Downward thrust is here. Now, I don't know if there's an issue with the model being the wrong way around, but I'm sure that if there is, it will be fixed. But at the moment, that's how you achieve that kind of thrust. So we have different placements here. The Century Eagle. We've got left, basically left, right, forward, backward. Your forward, backward is here, like this, I believe. Actually, that may be the forward, backward, and that may be the left, right. I can check. One way to do this is to go to your thrusters and pop on see as well, these are the thrusters that give you 51. Repulsor 10. There it is. So yeah, these are your left rights and those are your forward backs. They can be a bit confusing, so you have to play around with them. I suggest you put them in one sort of group at a time and test the flight of the ship. They are mostly more effective in atmosphere than space, but they're really cool. They're a good replacement for atmospheric thrusters because, of course, These things just sit inside your ship, so you can build a repulsor bay inside the ship for all your thrusters. And then just happily use them. To help you fly in atmosphere. They're extremely effective though in getting you all the way up. Because about now, atmospheric thrusters would have an issue. They'd start cutting out and provide no lift. Now, I will say that these things, again, are really, really thirsty on the power. So you're going to need some good reactors or a good power system to get the best out of them. My advice would be to throw in Flare's tiered reactors, especially if you're going to try building a Star Destroyer. Because if you're going to try building a Star Destroyer, then you definitely need these tiered reactors. They are extremely powerful. I've actually got a couple on this ship at the moment for purposes of this demonstration, so that I don't run out of power. If I just use the normal Sentry Eagle power system, you'd see a big red line running underneath the 8 hours of power. As you can see, these are extremely useful because they will take you well above the ceiling. They can get you into space. They're just not as efficient as some of the other thrusters, but they are in terms of fuel, because of course they only use power. They don't use hydrogen. So they're a great way to make one of your ships without any thrusters on show whatsoever. Maybe some ions for space travel. There you go. If we just take a look. Nicely positioned. And as you can see, they get up to speed fast and they slow down fast. So they're great for maneuvering. Of course, you do miss the plumes of fire and smoke style thrusters, but if you like Star Wars and you like repulsor technology, these are, again, extremely good. And that's really it. That's all I can say about these particular thrusters. Give them a go. See what you think. Have a play around with them. You can stick them inside a hold. And then if you want conventional thrusters on the outside, you can do. Or you can forgo all of that and have a high-tech repulsor lift ship capable of leaving planetary gravity, shooting off into space, and without any usage of hydrogen. Just before we disappear, of course, I will just settle this ship like this. Go and have a look very briefly at what you'll need to make these. So they require steel plates, construction computers, large steel tubes, computers, reactor components, metal grids, and more construction computers and more steel plates. They will take you a while to build, but they are worth it. And again, you're going to need those reactor components anyway to make your reactors. There's my large reactor. This thing is capable of putting out 148.52 kilowatts. These are tier 6 small reactors. These can do 49.51 megawatts each. Bit of a double mod showcase almost. Again, Flare doing absolute work for this game, along with the Monstrous Me, Sparky, and SE Mod of 4, bringing some of the greatest mods to Space Engineers for the Xbox. That's all I have time for. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Fairly soon we will be 1 year's worth of Xbox Space Engineers content, because I started putting videos up around the 27th of this month. So join me. I'll probably have a special video, or at least do something for that particular day. Maybe 1 or 2 videos, maybe more. Maybe a extended DeWolfie one played. Who knows? Bye for now.